And what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a currency on the internet.
Well, Bitcoin is exciting because it shows how cheap it can be. Bitcoin is better than currency in that you don't have to be physically in the same place. And, of course, for large transactions, currency can get pretty inconvenient.
The world is in financial disarray. Currencies failing, economies in wild flux, jobs being lost. But what if you could build an entirely new economy, one specifically designed for the digital realm? Well, that is the dream behind Bitcoin.
I sent 100 euros worth of Bitcoin from here in Tokyo directly to you guys through this camera, through the network, through the TV, right into your home. If I had tried to do that, send you the money with a traditional bank, it would have taken several days and probably cost 30 euros. I just did it right now with Bitcoin instantly, basically for free, and didn't have to ask anybody for permission. I didn't need a bank, I didn't need a government, I didn't need anybody. I just needed myself and you and our smartphones to do it. That's the power of Bitcoin.
Can you go to Starbucks and buy a cup of coffee with Bitcoin? Yes. In fact, there's thousands of retailers that will gladly accept Bitcoin. Can you go on Amazon.com and buy anything you want with Bitcoin? Yes. Can you put it in your bank or convert it to cash? Yes. Can you put it on a Visa or a Master debit card and pay a bill or buy something, anything? Yes, you can. What's most exciting to me is not how far Bitcoin has come in the last few years, but where some people say it's going.
As promised, we continue our conversation with the founder and managing director of Draper Fisher Jurvetson, venture capitalist Tim Draper. He recently beat out 44 other bidders at the U.S. government's Bitcoin auction last week. Tim, you now own 30,000 Bitcoins, estimated value roughly $19 million. Are you that much of a believer in the virtual currency?
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. I think Bitcoin is as big a transformation to the finance and commerce industry as the internet was for information and communications, as peer-to-peer technology was to telephony. I think this is as big a change as any of those are, and I am very excited about Bitcoin and what it can do for the world. It's going to open up the world in even a bigger way than the internet did, right through commerce.
Bitcoin and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill. Okay? We are entering a completely world of uncharted water right now.
Have you made any investments in Bitcoin?
So, I mean, I personally, I own Bitcoin in my hedge fund. I own Bitcoin in my fund. I own Bitcoin in my private account. It is a huge deal. It's a huge, huge, huge deal. Because what you're talking about right now is for the next 3 to 5 years, an unbelievably better store value. It is gold 2.0.
I think this is a currency that's really going to work eventually.
Well, I think it is working, and there will be other currencies like it that may be even better. But in the meantime, there's a big industry around Bitcoin.
He's the CEO of Zappo, which is a Bitcoin wallet and Bitcoin vault.
I think it's mostly a very positive thing. I think we're going to see ups and downs like with any other emerging technology. But I think Bitcoin is here to stay, and it makes sense that it be taxed and treated like any other.
So let's make a bold call here. In 10 years, what do you think Bitcoin will be worth? One Bitcoin?
Between $500,000 and $1 million.
I suggest that everyone go back to buy one Bitcoin. Not too much, only one is enough. If everyone in this world, people, just to go back buy one Bitcoin, you know, the Bitcoin value go to the $1 million.
Currency of the future, or is it the payment system they're developing?
Bingo! It's the payment system. It's the blockchain encryption, and they're interesting things. I think Bitcoin, or the really blockchain encryption that's behind it, has a greater ability to bring more of the world's population out of poverty than anything we've seen.
But I do believe that we've got a big opportunity here in Bitcoin. There are new technologies. There are smart contracts being built around Bitcoin. There's a whole ecosystem being built that's going to make commerce much easier, with much less friction, and safer, where you actually will have your Bitcoin account at BitMe is safer than your cash account in any of the investment banks.
All right. Well, at the very least,
amazing.
I hear what you're saying. That is a diversification play at the very least. Tim Draper, we thank you always for your time. Venture capitalist joining us there.
This is a currency that people are starting to gravitate to as a store of value, realizing that the other currencies out there, like the dollar, the yen, and the euro, are just fiat currencies run by central banks who have the ability to print trillions and trillions, whereas with Bitcoin, there is a limited supply. It is a storehouse of value. It is cryptologically protected, so it gives users the benefit of making anonymous transactions. And yes, it is very efficient. You can send money anywhere in the world for a fraction of 1%, which is a lot cheaper than anyone else offers. And it has room to become 1, 2, 5, 10% of the global Forex markets. If it captures 10% of the global market, you could see Bitcoins trading for $100,000 a Bitcoin, $1 million a Bitcoin.
If Bitcoin becomes really popular all over the world, Bitcoins are going to have to be worth at least tens of thousands of dollars a Bitcoin, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per Bitcoin. So thinking it's too late to get involved with Bitcoin is like thinking it's too late to get involved with using the internet. Of course not. Like it's ubiquitous in our lives, and Bitcoin's going to become ubiquitous in our lives as well.
Log in to see the simplest, easiest way to start getting free Bitcoin.